Across the manor in the courtyard, Nathan finished his last strike with his practice sword. He slowed his breathing as he wiped sweat from his face with a small, clean rag. As he set the rag down, he found Amelia standing right in front of him with a smile on her face. Nathan couldn't help but flinch at her sudden appearance as she giggled.
All that training, and I still got the drop on you, huh? I knew you were here. I just didn't expect you to be right in front of me like that. Sure you did. Anyway, lunch is ready.
Nathan grinned. Amelia, you know you don't have to wait up to eat lunch with me every day.
What am I supposed to do? Eat alone and stare at the family tapestry? It's not even that interesting anyway.
What? Is the Hayfield family history not thrilling enough for you?
Unfortunately, I'm worried it's about to be.
Hey, you're probably right.
In a few months' time, I fear there will be many more battles inscribed on it. As long as they show you and Father standing victorious, I won't mind. Anyway, enough of politics. I'm hungry enough that I'll start without you and eat up all the pies myself.
Amelia rushed inside without another word as Nathan shook his head and slowly wiped the sweat from his arms.
I'm not joking. Hey, wait a second. I'm coming.
Nathan couldn't help but speed up his dry-off. He threw down his wooden sword toward an apple tree on the edge of the courtyard. Crack! The wooden blade embedded itself perfectly into a scarred spot in the trunk where Nathan kept it. Nathan turned and rushed after his sister into the manor. Amelia laughed dotingly over her brother as he entered the dining room behind her and raced her to the table. In reality, Amelia always waited for her brother before she ate, whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner. She had no interest in eating without him. Even when Nathan's training made him hours late, he found her patiently waiting by torchlight at the supper table. After a few nights of this, Nathan had quickly learned how to maximize his efficiency while training in order to make it to meals on time.
Here, let me fix that for you.
Amelia, stop it, please.
I'm not a child anymore. Just hold still a moment, then we'll eat.
Nathan stewed as Amelia tried in vain to slick down a cowlick in his hair. Amelia was nearly 6 years older than Nathan, and was thus almost 20 years old. Although their father would never force Amelia to marry someone she detested, it was nearly the time in a woman's life when she would typically be urged to find a husband. In the kingdom of Calandria, it was common for lords to demand their daughters marry at some point in their early 20s. But on top of their father's common sense that such things were foolish, they all knew that Amelia couldn't be forced to do anything she disagreed with. Besides, as far as Nathan knew, Amelia had yet to meet a suitor she didn't openly detest, let alone like. Over the past 2 years, she'd rejected nearly every eligible bachelor in town. At one point, Ulrich had tried to tell her to give the boys a chance, so she had challenged them to a competition. If any man in town could dress a minor wound faster than she could, she would let them take her out to dinner. So far, not in the least bit due to Sir Yara Shira's teachings, she had yet to leave the manor for a dinner date in town. Instead, Amelia occupied her time with her family. Outside of the hours at the medicine garden or with Sir Yara, Amelia mothered Nathan and took care of arranging the household for their father. This made both Nathan and Ulrich feel extremely guilty. They both felt as if they were holding her back. Nathan suddenly grimaced as he ate his food.
Is everything all right, Nathan? I know I might have overcooked things a bit today.
No, not at all. It's perfect, Amelia. Thank you for lunch.
Why should she have to feed us and look after us each and every day? She should be going off and living her own life.
Suddenly, a family guard approached them.
Apologies, my lady and young master, but your father requests your presence immediately in the living room.
Nathan and Amelia looked at each other with puzzled expressions.
A glass shattered.
As Nathan and Amelia entered the living room, they immediately knew that something was off. Ulrich's wine glass lay shattered on the floor, as if he'd been shocked by something unexpected. Nathan approached his father and Podrick, both of whom were seated at a table across from two other people. From their position, Nathan couldn't see the faces of these two others. As the two turned around to meet his gaze, Nathan saw that they were a father and son. Other than that, and the fact that they were both dressed extravagantly in white robes, Nathan knew nothing about them. Podrick stood up as they came closer and formally saluted them both. "Young Master Hayfield and Lady Hayfield, it is an honor to be in your presence. I'm sorry to disrupt your meal." Nathan nodded his head and narrowed his eyes. Podrick's always formal at first, but in a matter of moments, he'd usually be chuckling along to Father's jokes, but this time feels different. Like he's afraid of being too casual around those two. Wherever they are, they're definitely outsiders. Ulrich cleared his voice as he introduced Nathan to the two strangers in white. "Nathan, this is Carlton Crane and his son John. They're traveling merchants who once lived in Dunshire before you were born." "Oh, please, Ulrich. You make us sound as if we were nothing more than pence-pishing Podrick over there. House Crane runs one of the wealthiest merchant businesses in all of Godric's land. It would be an exaggeration to say that our number of followers and our hordes of riches rival even some of the stronger noble families in the fiefdom. You might consider us nomadic lords without the title, or now, at least." Nathan tried to appear impressed, so as not to embarrass his father or cause an issue. "Wow, that is remarkable. Good for you." Carlton plastered on a smile and nodded, covering up his vile innermost thoughts. What a cocky little runt. Once House Raven's done with you, I'll be sure to wipe that smirk off your face. If they only knew that I recently discovered that my family was, in fact, distantly related to the High Lord Raven himself." Carlton was wise enough to know that the High Lord Raven had suddenly found a shared ancestor with the Cranes solely because of his desire to destroy the hayfields, but nevertheless, the connection was real. If House Raven backed the Cranes and convinced them to challenge the hayfields for their seat at the nobility examinations, the Ravens would essentially gain access to the medicinal gardens without directly confronting the hayfields in front of the Lightstones. Carlton chuckled to himself as he thought of the High Lord Raven's cunning. Even after Mr. Crane promised Lord Byron Clay his vengeance, he'd still rather give House Crane a chance at taking the hayfields down first, all so he can avoid dirtying his hands. What a crafty ally I've made. "It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Nathan. My son John here has told me many great things about your exploits." It was then Nathan finally recognized John from the Academy of the Mystic Blades. He had always been a meat-headed lackey of Cedric Raven. There were even a number of times Nathan remembered John bullying him. Whether it was laughing at Jason's cruel jokes or spreading unfounded rumors about his father and sister, all Nathan knew for certain was that he instantly disliked John, who scoffed at the simple room as if it were crawling with worms. Ulrich coughed uncomfortably. "So, Carlton, what brings you to my manor?" "The future of the hamlet of Dunshire, my lord. Its continued safety is all that I wish to discuss."
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.